Do 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 do. All right, let's try.
We all expect this, and if it doesn't
All right.
happen, then I'd be weirded out.
I bet you
That's
expect
fair.
to hear me now, probably.
It looks like it. I'm seeing the audio thing go boom, so I think you're good.
I get. Wow, I turned it off and back on again. Wouldn't you know it? I've been just saying that I care deeply about all these.
Oh,
three
guys, you
folks.
all missed Pete's horrible, rude remarks.
Yeah, I was just saying how great all three of the people, other than me in this call, are. How much I love all of them very much.
See,
without a stutter or a mistake.
I thought you were saying you hated all of us when no one could hear you.
That is what I was saying, but you're going to have to read my lips in the take. We're playing Word Warriors today. For anyone who doesn't know what Word Warriors is, this was a role-playing game of my own division that I made for the 200-word RPG challenge. If you want to read the rules, it'll take you like 2 seconds. There's a link to them in the Discord under the
You mean in the roll? The Twitch chat.
Oh, Jeremy's got one right there in the Twitch chat. So if you want to look at the rules to it, you can see them there. But they are fun. The Player's Handbook is basically just the dictionary. Or not basically, I mean the Player's Handbook's the dictionary for this game. And we're going to make characters right now on the stream and then have a fun little adventure with whatever ridiculous things that you guys concoct. You've been with me for this is the 4th Word Warriors now. And somehow each
Jeremy
time...
left.
I know, Jeremy's gone. But somehow each time...
No, I'm still here, I promise.
You make characters that are stranger than the last time. So I'm really excited to see what happens this time. And if that continues to follow that pattern. Without further ado, I guess I can explain a little bit about how the character making process goes, but does any of you want to step up and be the first one to make a character tonight? We were doing an order, but I can't remember what that order was. So
well, we've done it. Everyone started once.
Oh yes, that's true. So it's it's fair game for all. So who would like to go first?
I'll go.
Yeah.
Ready.
Throw Maddie under
up.
In that case, what's going to happen right now is Maddie is going to open the dictionary to a random page and then choose from that page his name, a noun that he has possession of, an adjective that describes one of his attributes, and a verb that's something that he can do. And it's going to be these 3 or I guess 4 kind of defining words that he chooses that are going to define who his character is. So Maddie, how are you going to select your random page?
I am going to roll a die that has 1,408 sides on it, using my pre-internet physical dictionary.
Can you hold up? I know for the most part we're going to be using real dice for this. I really want to see what that dice looks like with over 4,000 sides.
It's just the dictionary piece.
Oh, I missed it. Well, you got me.
You got my dude.
Me. I got confused. So best of luck, Maddie.
Maddie rolls.
Find the great page.
Before Maddie rolls or flips, is there anything we should know about, like what you're planning on running tonight?
Nope, you're good.
Okay.
It's gonna be. I'll tell you this. It's gonna be very much a classic session of Word Warriors.
All right.
Whoops.
Ooh, so Maddie in our roll 20 that we're playing from has rolled a 1,408. Or
no,
wait.
I actually
no,
just hit. Or
you just
wait,
rolled
no, it
classic.
didn't. It didn't the first one. I forgot the command part. So, but 975.
That actually.
Oh man, if
crazy
only that was a
you rolled.
Bartholomew bag on a Friday.
That would be exactly the number I think you need to be in that legendary category. But for now, I'm going to say that that's somewhere in the
R's.
I was going to say P's. But, there's a lot of R, S's, and T's, aren't there?
Yeah.
I went a little bit early.
All right, this is what we have. We are, in fact, in the P's. The first word would be precipitation. The final word on the page would be predicament.
Ooh. So, Maddie, what are you looking at in there? Give us some rundowns as you look for your name, your noun, your adjective, and your verb.
Well, precipitation could do a lot, especially in a session of Word Warriors. Precise, that would not be a bad one either.
That's a powerful
and then,
word.
of course, precision, et cetera, et cetera. A precisionist, one who values precision. Oh, precocious. I could be precocious.
What a little rapscallion.
Preconception. Predator or predatory.
That's a good one. Too.
We've had a xenomorph.
Yeah. I'm kind of liking. We have had a xenomorph. My name, I am Predator.
Excellent. That's a strong start.
Predator, I am adjective, and my adjective is going to be,
yes, the official character sheet is my name is blank, I am blank for your noun, I can blank for your verb, and I am blank for your adjective, I can blank for your verb, and I have a blank for your noun. So we have the name so far.
I am predictable.
Oh, that feels like a bad attribute for a predator to have, but I'm interested to see how you work it to your advantage.
Now, I can... What can I do?
This is a hard one.
Yeah. I'm curious, what are some of the verbs that you have?
Well, here's one that might go into my predatory nature. I can pre-cook. To cook in advance or cook partially before final cooking. Or perhaps we have predate. I can predate things. I can adjust their chronological tag.
That seems either useless or incredibly powerful, and I don't know which way.
Or predestinate. Believing in or based on the doctrine of predestination. That's predestined. To destine or determine in advance. Oh yeah, so sure. I am predictable, and I am a predestination, or I will predestinate. I can tell the future.
Excellent. And all you need now is, I believe, a noun.
A noun.
What do you got with you?
Predicament. I have a predicament.
Oh no.
That's going to be a tough one to use.
A lot of verbs and adjectives here. There could be, I don't know, like an assistant or something. I have a precisionist, is a person who prefers precision. A precisian.
What's a precisian?
That is a person who is strict and precise in adherence to established rules, forms, or standards. I have a procès, which is PR accented ECIS, a concise summary of the essential facts or statements of a book, article, or other text, or an abstract.
Language-related words, I feel like, are pretty
valuable.
In Word Warriors.
Or there is precipitation.
That's true too. You can have precipitation.
I can have precipitation, or a precipitin, which is an antibody that reacts with an antigen to cause a precipitate. So maybe I can cause things to, by having this precipitin, I can cause other things to precipitate by. I don't know. Did any of those work with you?
I'm down for whatever inspires you, Maddie. We've made a lot of strange characters here, and whatever one that you think you'll have fun with, and we'll tell a great story. I think is follow your heart.
Right. Well, you know what? If I'm a predator and all this, I might need some antibodies for whatever I
Part
hunt
of your
and prey
healing
upon.
factor.
Yeah, it could be maybe a healing factor. So I will have a precipitin, which is
You
an
got your
antibody
precipitin.
that reacts with an antigen to cause a precipitate.
Excellent. So can you give me the full rundown of give me the readout of your character now that we have it built?
I am Predator, but you already knew that, as well as I. For you see, I can look into the future and understand what is to come. I can make things happen, not just for myself, but perhaps others, including those in need of a word warrior. As well, when the time comes, I have a particular power that can cause a falling out, an extraction of certain elements, or perhaps even a rain or a snow from the sky to fall upon us. I am one who's in control, one who's powerful.
Excellent. And so our first character, Predator, is born here today, which it's pretty impressive that back to back we had Alien last time, and now we have Predator. But without further ado, Predator, welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight. Let's make our next character. Jeremy, Crowley.
I'll go next since I'm also dictionary guy.
Yeah, I don't have
also
one of
want to
those.
quick shout out to Crimson Pelt. Thank you very much for subscribing with Twitch Prime and supporting us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Crimson.
783 is what I rolled out of this very big dictionary. Not that big, actually. Actually, in retrospect, it's pretty small. All right.
The turnaround. I'm guessing that is an S.
Anyone else have a guess?
I'm thinking T at that point.
You.
It is, in fact, a U.
Ooh.
My first word is unfaithfully, and my last word is unhappy.
Oh no! Oh, the uns.
Oh boy!
The uns are gonna give an interesting character. I feel like.
Uncle.
Oh boy!
Actually, we're past Uncle.
We are past Uncle. This is hard. None of these are names.
They're gonna be.
They will be though. Yeah. Like Jeremy, I bet you that one of them is a name.
I'm just looking to see if any of them aren't adjectives first.
I know that you can definitely have some
Got a verb.
unverbs.
Oh no, folks! I got to see what I have to choose from for nouns really quick.
We've never had to use it before, but there is you can take a reroll if the page is completely useless. And maybe this will be one of them.
Well, unfriendliness is my only noun so far. Oh no!
You tear into reality, summoned to help everyone. You just go, what do you want?
Unfruitfulness is another noun I have. Oh dear goodness. Ungainliness. Oh dear.
I like unfruitfulness. You don't bear fruit. That's just a fact about you.
Ungodliness.
Oh.
Ooh.
That's the closest I've got.
I'm Satan.
Ungratefulness.
You don't appreciate anything anyone does for you.
Great. And I have to pick a noun for my name.
Also, yeah. Or for
No,
your
you
name,
can pick
your
anything
name
for
can
your name.
be anything. Your name can be anything. That's just a word.
Okay, I've got a couple more nouns here, guys. I've got another. All right, so my name is Ungrateful.
Ooh.
That's my name.
Okay.
I am. What am I? Oh boy.
You got lots of options, I imagine, on this one.
I definitely do.
Your name's Ungrateful, and you are. Well, I'm ungrateful.
I'm unglued.
All right, so you're nuts.
I'm nuts.
Do you mean this in the wacky sense? Is this like an equivalent to unhinged?
Yes, a little bit unhinged, but I'm
Very
not
fun
unhinged
magic
because that's on the next page. I'm unglued.
Okay, we'll count it. Count it.
I can.
Mark it down.
I can unfix. Like detach.
I was thinking that, like, when you started saying uns, I was like, oh, I know. I hope he doesn't have unmake, which unfix is similar.
Unflappable would have been a great one.
Oh, that's a good one.
Instead of unglued. But oh well.
You're just sticking with it anyway? You can go back if you want to be unflappable, because that's a great one.
Yeah, you know what? We'll do that. I am unflappable. I can unfix.
Yep.
And oh, wait a minute. Gosh, unforgettable. God, there's some really good ones in here.
And you have an uncle that works at Nintendo.
No, what I have is I have a ungulate. A hoofed mammal such as a cow, a horse, or a rhinoceros.
I was about to say ungulate.
I learned so many words playing this game.
See, I was between ungulate and unguent.
Ooh, unguent
is a soothing, healing salve or a rhinoceros. So I've got a rhinoceros.
Yeah, there's no content. As much as ungulant's a great way, you have an ungulate.
I have an ungulate, yeah.
I thought it was a hooved animal.
Yeah, like a rhinoceros.
They don't have hooves.
It listed rhinoceros in here, bud.
This one does.
Weird.
Right, and go back to the page because I closed it like a fool.
Jeremy, you got a rhinoceros. You're good. You got your ungulate.
Yeah, no, as a cow, horse, or rhinoceros.
I don't question this. You got a rhinoceros.
So my name is Ungrateful. I am unflappable. I can unfix, and I have an ungulate. What's with me and the companions? I've had a beast companion every time.
There's just a lot of animals in the dictionary, I guess.
Ooh, karma?
Maybe it's data trying to influence and be like, oh, well, this is the character I can identify with on Jeremy's game. Yeah, I just heard the mew.
Guess I picked him up.
That is. What is your name again, Jeremy? Was it It was an I know.
I'm ungrateful.
You're ungrateful. Yes.
That's my name.
Yes.
I'm not actually ungrateful, but I'm ungrateful.
Very good. And last but not least, Crowley.
Yes.
Want to go ahead and pop open the dictionary?
So I use dictionary.com. So what I'm doing is rolling a d26, which I got 19. So that's S. S is a good one.
That's a good letter.
And then I have to roll a die equal to the number of pages. There are 83 pages in S.
I'm reading 138.
Really? I only have 83.
Oh, weird.
All right. So
are you on the Webster website?
No, I'm on the dictionary.com website.
Oh.
Yeah.
So now we tab all the way over to page 71 because that's what you rolled.
71? Yeah, 71. Okay. Oh, boy. Oh, wait a minute. I can just change it in the address bar. All right. My first word is subjectability, and my last word on the page is subsidization.
You're in the sub zone.
I am in the sub zone.
Jeremy had uns, you got subs.
So let's see. Subnuclear. Which one's this one? Pertaining to particles within or smaller than an atomic nucleus. Okay.
God. Oh, God.
Oh boy. I say if you
Can't
are
be an adventure.
subnuclear, there's some really interesting interactions you could have with Maddie's what's precipitants?
My precipitans.
Because you could see them.
But why would you be subnuclear when you could be subpoenaed? Having received a subpoena.
Isn't that what summons us to adventure?
It could have been. Hey, maybe we'll find out if that's true if Crowley picks it.
Oh, well, okay, I know what. I think I know what my nouns. Wait, can nouns be 2 words or no?
You can't use the 2 word. Like, tell me what it is, but probably not.
It's submachine gun.
Yeah, absolutely, you can have that.
Let's see. Let me make sure that's what I want, though. Well, I think my name is Sublime.
Ooh. Mm.
Are
you more into the concept or the band?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or sublimation.
We might be able to sublimate.
I might be able to. That's true.
Sublimation and precipitation. We're getting fancy here.
Let's see what else we get. So my name is Sublime. What is that word?
What word are you looking at?
Suborn.
I also don't know that word.
To bribe or induce someone unlawfully or secretly to perform some misdeed or to commit a crime.
That's a pretty good word.
Can you do that?
I think I can suborn.
Oh!
Or wait, can I suborn or can I subpoena? Ooh, this is
They're equal, I think, in terms of...
Yeah, I think I can suborn.
You can suborn?
Yeah. I have a submachine gun.
Yep. Oh, so all you need now is your adjective. What are you?
I am... Oh no, what's this? Nope, that's not it.
Can I throw a suggestion out?
Yeah, hit me with it.
Subsidized.
Subsidized.
That would crack me up, personally. Are you subscribed?
No, I'm not subscribed. But you can subscribe with Twitch Prime.
Hey! Everyone did the same thing at the same time with that, guys.
Am I? Oh, no. I could be subjective. Well, I guess we're all subjective. All right, yeah, you know what? I like it. I'm subsidized.
I don't know what that means, but you'll have to tell me.
All right,
I mean,
so
I
my
guess
name...
you just have financial backing.
I guess so. My name is Sublime. I can suborn. I am subsidized. And I have a submachine gun.
Yeah, basically, I guess that means that you have a grant. That's what it means that you're subsidized. So the government's paying you.
Yes. Well, maybe the government.
I guess whatever.
There is also the indication that it could be a bribery thing. So.
Yeah, you do suborn. So I guess we'll have to. Wait and see. But without further ado, we have Predator. We have Jeremy. You are.
I'm ungrateful.
Ungrateful, and we have Sublime.
Yep.
If you guys can make your names on Roll20, these are the hardest names. They're just so strange. They're always hard to remember. So if you guys could change your names on Roll20, I would appreciate it greatly. But without further ado, let's hop into our adventure. And our adventures begins the way that many Word Warriors adventures begins, which is to say with a divine light, as the three of you are conjured into existence. Matt, I'm going to put you on the spot first again, since you had the most time to think about it. As we see this kind of light fill up the space, as you three are conjured into existence here, what does Predator look like? What do we see?
Well, I get kind of a Beast from X-Men vibe. Someone who does seem to have this massive like predatory presence, but maybe some nice glasses as well. Someone who, you know, as someone who can predestine, someone who is thoughtful, who thinks about these sort of things and can conjure these magics in order to cause predestination to happen. So as I materialize here, and we're in the hall with all the statues, right? Or is this?
You're actually in a different space this time.
Oh, all right.
So I'll describe that to you in a moment. Or
Okay.
if you would like to, so actually, as part of your intro, I can tell you the space. What you see, Predator, as you come into the space, you actually are looking around. You're surrounded by intense winds that are rushing and blowing past you. And you actually appear to be flying through the sky right now on the back of a huge bird.
Oh, all right then. Well then, I will be causing maybe like a contrail behind me. You know, some condensation, some precipitation here as the moisture in the air is condensing, and I will, you know, with the wind whipping through my you know, we'll not have it be copywritten here, so I won't be blue, but I'll come up with something else here. But still, as the wind is whipping over me, I have to grab and adjust my glasses as I focus and look around, and then I just suddenly start having this contrail behind me as I'm flying through the sky, feeling the wind pass over my body.
Excellent. You begin creating this precipitation of sorts.
And as I am predictable, I'm going to roll my eyes and go, here we go again.
Excellent. That is Predator that we see now. Jerry, what does Ungrateful look like as we see them materialize here?
Well, so a question about this bird we're flying on. Are we each flying on our own bird, or is this bird just real big?
You're on one very big jet-sized bird.
All right, then in that case, parading out of the light atop of the back of a rhinoceros is an Adonis of a man. He has gleaming, almost silver white hair that flows back in the, well, I guess there is wind, but even if there weren't wind, his hair would be flowing. And yeah, he sits bareback atop this rhinoceros. Yeah, kind of Greek statue style.
Ungrateful enters the...
Shakes his hair a little bit, looks around.
Enters this kind of platform. It does appear to be you're like on a fixed platform. Your rhino's not having a hard time getting footing on this in this space. But excellent. We see Ungrateful, and last but not least, what does Sublime look like as the light of your creation fades?
Yeah, Sublime looks like a stereotypical, like, early 1900s gangster in like a pinstripe suit with the fedora. And he's got a Tommy gun.
Yep, that all checks out. As the light above fades, and you see in front of you, he's wearing what looks to be like aviator's goggles, but is also wearing kind of these priestly vestments. And before you, this individual addresses you. Kind of shouting above the level of the wind, which is rushing past. It's a little bit difficult to hear up here. Run on, be praised! The Knights of Alphabetia have arrived! We were a bit nervous about it. We don't often use the word bird. We have this sort of mobile church up here to summon Knights of Alphabetia when we need to do a longer distance mission. But you, of course, all know that you're Knights of Alphabetia and your purpose and all that.
Of course. You know, I
Yeah, see?
Expected I'd be summoned someday. I don't think I expected someone quite like you, though, he says, staring toward Sublime. You make a little more sense. Could have predicted my allies would be like you.
You predicted it as well? Huh.
You're pretty predictable, see?
Well, priest, tell us our mission.
Yeah, we're coming over it pretty soon. It's one of the you're going to be headed to one of the greatest producers of letters in this world. For starters, let me give you your letters. Some guy, Shakespeare, he gave them to me for. He hands out to each of you, of course, your alphabet of black letters that you always receive at the beginning of these missions. But he hands each of you one alphabet which you can use to create new powers on the fly. As you see fit, as per the rules of Word Warriors. And yeah, he kind of continues to address you. We're heading to one of the greatest, cities in Alphabetia, one of the greatest producers of words and letters. As you know, many letters are mined, and the New York mines, those are, world-renowned for creating words and letters.
I hear that the New York, the New York is quite a font, a very popular font of inspiration.
Some people see it as such, but the King and Queen of Alphabetia see it as them hoarding letters that could be serving the people of Alphabetia. They need you to go into the New York Mines vaults and uncover the incredible cache of letters that they have stored within for the kingdom.
I understand. It's why we're on a bird, right? So we can get over the paywall?
That is precisely correct. The paywall has been blocking entry into the New York Times for, you could still occasionally just buy a whole ticket in. Regardless, he leans out, we're going to be flying down lower so you can jump off. The New York Mines has incredible security. You're going to need to speak with one of the workers there. We have a man on the inside.
Would we be allowed to use this giant bird? I prefer aerial myself.
The word bird has to go back to the kingdom for other brave knights of Alphabetia headed to other important destinations. Also, you're going underground.
We'll be Sans, right? Sans bird.
Maybe that's true, but for now, I'm dropping. Oh wait, I forgot to say what your contact's name was. As the bird's like tipping sideways and kind of like pushing you guys off.
As we're going to fall, I will just kind of squeeze my legs around my rhinoceros and look to my friends. Where are we dropping, boys?
He goes, you're looking for Dilbert! He yells the name Dilbert to you as you begin.
Funny name.
As you begin falling downwards.
Do we begin falling, or have we actually already arrived exactly where we need to be? Would I be able to predestinate our perfect flawless landing?
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll me. Predestinate. I'm sorry. The way this works. Yeah. This is, I don't think, that hard of a DC, and this is, of course, exactly what predestinate is going to be used for. So this is going to be a DC 3, and I'm giving you a +2, so you need to roll above a 1 for this. There it is.
There
you got yourself a 4. And almost as soon as the words leave Predator's mouth, you find yourselves just kind of standing on land. Like the parachutes that you were kind of like thrown at you as you were falling off of this giant bird. They're not even there anymore, but you're just all kind of standing on land here amongst the New York mines. You can see people kind of busily going about in the distance. There are what looks like a bunch of like cows and stuff, like humanoid and like sentient. They don't even really look humanoid. They just look like cows that are walking on 2 legs, that are over like working and kind of toting pickaxes. You can see all manner of like strange creatures about here. Not far from where you landed, though, you can also see what look to be a bunch of like scribes and more intellectual workers around the area here that are going about and just like handling paperwork for the mines.
And we see entrances to mines about, like many of them.
Yeah, in the distance you can see great kind of cave entrances and mine entrances that lead down. The New York mines is a massive. There's all kinds of different. There's all kinds of like different categories and sections. You can see that they seem to have them like denoted by their section. There's gold mines for economics and things like that. It seems like there's a whole there's a whole section that's devoted to like just athletic competitions and stuff like that. And there's a lot of like burly individuals working in that section of the mines.
Oh, big sports mine, see?
Yeah, so.
Precisely sublime.
But you're not sure. You're told to
a
find the vault, wherever that is.
perfect landing. Perhaps we should get moving.
Predator will push his glasses up further on his nose and nod, as expected.
By the way, Dude, Javila, I'm ungrateful.
For what?
My name is Ungrateful.
Ah.
I knew
What
that.
is your name?
I'm Sublime. That's my name. I'm not Sublime.
I got that.
Would that make you more than happy?
Who knows?
And you?
Curl lip and snarl, I'm Predator.
Kind of looks you up and down. An interesting name.
What you see is what you get.
Fair enough. Where do we head first? We need to find this Dilbert fellow.
And as you kind of speak that out loud, you kind of hear a voice from over to your side. You see a guy walks by. He's wearing he's wearing glasses that wrap around the side of his head, and they're just kind of like opaque, like you can't even see his eyes underneath them. Wearing just a kind of a nice white suit and pants, and looks over you. Oh, did you say you're looking for Dilbert?
Yeah,
Yes,
see?
Oh man, I don't know how long you'll be able to talk. The boss has really been riding him lately. He's been working overtime, having to fill out a whole bunch of extra paperwork.
Where is he?
He's probably over in his cubicle there. You can see, there's those little like covered sections. Those are cubicle. Anyway, he's in his cubicle. Third one on the right.
Great.
Thank you. Your cooperation was inevitable.
And what is your name?
Oh, my name. He names another character from the Dilbert universe, of which I know none. But
Fair nameless character.
And then he goes, so that's my name, and I'm kind of a wacky office character in this world too. Call me Milton, maybe.
Very well.
Yeah, you are free. Do you guys go over to Dilbert? Is there anything you guys want to do first?
Place is crazy. It's like one big family circus.
Are there are anyone like, do they recognize us as word warriors? Like, are they like, oh, they're here, or save us, or is it just
Currently,
is it soul crushing labor kind of a thing, or are we just not really recognized?
looking around right now, the people here, they just seem like really in the doldrums. They're going about their work efficiently, but they all just seem kind of like,
Kind of bummed.
just kind of like bummed out and just a little bit gray on life is the vibe that you are getting. Further on, you can see some people that maybe aren't quite so in the doldrums, but these folks just seem to be kind of bummed out.
Well, let's not let this slow us down. We have a Dilbert to talk to.
Yeah, so you...
Although I think we might have a moment. Hold on here. Ungrateful. I'm going to go adjust my glasses and talk to someone who seems, I don't know, head kind of hanging low.
Yeah, you see another kind of office worker that's walking by. They look like they've recently spilled their coffee, and they've kind of got a little bit of coffee stain on their tie that they're trying to buff out.
You there. It happens every time, doesn't it?
Yeah, you know, you try and work hard, but sometimes, Mondays, huh?
Ah. Is this a case of the Mondays going around?
I guess you could call it that. I mean, start of the work week for me, it's sometimes I think, a lot of the people around here, I have to ask, are they working hard or are they hardly even working?
Yes. Well, is there anything that we should be aware of being new here? If there are some Mondays going around, is this? We are not in business. This isn't BizCaz Fry. Is there something we should know?
Well, the boss is probably gonna harangue you if he sees you outside of the tire. I mean, I have a case of the Mondays. The boss, I know, hates Mondays. But other than that, I mean, just try and keep your head down and survive. You just don't take this place with you when you leave, huh? 9 to 5.
Well, it's always 5 o'clock somewhere, and I want to give him a pat on the shoulder. But I'd like to see if I can infuse some of my antibodies into him to precipitate the Mondays out of him.
You're trying to cure his case of the Mondays. I think this one's a stretch, and I'm going to give you a +1, not the full +2. But you can attempt it. Go ahead and roll me. This is going to be a DC. It's going to be a DC 4 precipitin. Oh my goodness! So you absolutely. You see him kind of. Hey, that cheers me up. I used to have a poster in my office. It had a cat on it, and it just said, dreams. And I used to look at that, but management made me take it down. So I've been a little dragging lately. But hey, thanks for the nice words, stranger.
Just hang in there.
Just hang in there. That gives me an idea. I'm gonna go work on another poster. And he begins walking off.
Well, I'm going to share this information, of course, with Ungrateful and Sublime, that there seems to be a case of the Mondays going around, and the boss, and etc. So we're all on the same dictionary page here.
I see. It's going to be challenging for me to act as though I'm suffering from some sort of Monday case, but I think I'll persevere.
All right, well, let's head on over to the boondocks and get fuzzy, if you know what I mean.
Indeed. Let's get fuzzy.
All right, yeah. So you head over to the cubicle, and you can see an office worker. He's a little bit on the round side. A very and kind of an oddly shaped face. Those same kind of white glasses. He has looking over at you, and he kind of turns as you approach. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, you guys. I'm kind of busy at work right now.
Dilbert, it's a pleasure to meet you again for the first time.
All right. Well, the boss is really kind of riding me about these reports that I have to get in. I have to make sure they're all signed and duplicated. There's been some changes in corporate policy as of late, and some reallocations of mine resources that I really need to CR the 06s. So if you don't mind letting me get back to it, I can put his head back down.
Hey,
Dilbert,
you want us to take care of your boss?
I wouldn't want you to take care of him at all. He's a real jerk.
I mean, you want us to give him some cement shoes? Maybe have him sleep with the fishes?
He also loves fishes and cement shoes. Are you
No, but I'm
familiar with-
asking if you want us to kill him.
Oh my god! Oh my goodness! I mean, if I'm ever gonna go home for the workday, I mean, he's got me working overtime. He wants me to work the late shift, and I mean, I came in at 9 this morning, so I mean, I can see that as the only way. But I mean, kill him. That seems a little bit extreme, and he's a pretty angry person.
Mm-hmm. Dilbert, I'm going to cut straight to the chase. We're agents of the king and queen. And you're our man on the inside.
Oh. Okay. Hold on a second. And he kind of reaches over and he has a little radio on his desk. And he just turns up the radio a bit to like kind of cover over his voices. And as he does so, he kind of looks over you. So today's the day I can finally get out of this hellhole.
Yeah, see.
All right. In that case, for starters, I will take you up on that. Do kill my boss. As he
Can do, see.
It's going to be a tough battle, I would assume, though. I know he's really going to be cranky today. He despises Mondays.
Mm-hmm.
And once you take down the boss, I'll be able to get out of work early. I should just be able to kind of duck out the back door and we can leave early. And then I'll head down and I can show you the way down into the mines. You see, when they told me that this job, they recruited me for this thing, they had me doing quite a bit of research. And I found an old document that will help us get past some of the security systems that they have here. I think one of the management sort of left it hanging around. So stupid when they leave the passwords to things on their desks, you know?
Yes. Very stupid.
So anyway, I snagged that, so I think I'll be able to get it past. There's some stuff on here I don't fully understand, but I'm sure as Knights of Alphabetia, all of you should be able to figure it out. Well, you'll see once we get there. I haven't been down to the actual area yet. But for now, if you could just kill my boss, and then we'll work our way past the guards.
Can do, see.
You've already counted on us.
And in that case, he goes, all right, his office is just in there. He's got eyes like, well, he's a cat, so he's just got pretty good eyes and senses overall.
Very well. I'll lead the way.
You walk up the office door that he kind of pointed to over on the side of the section of the mine. It's currently closed, but you can see that it just says a single name on the door. It just says Garfield.
Sublime Predator.
Yeah.
Do you think we actually need to do this? It seems like we're simply jeopardizing the mission. I don't mean to be ungrateful, but clearly he's been in here for a while. One more day won't hurt him. We could just wait until the end of the day.
Peanuts to that. Let's get this done.
Very well. I will kick open the door.
And as you look up, you can see laying with their back to you on the desk is a very round cat. Their proportions are a little bit strange. You're only kind of making the connection. Yeah, this is a cat because you were told in advance that it was a cat. And you can see that they're kind of turn around and they look at you and.
That's one fat cat at the New York mines.
He rolls around and looks over at you. Who are all of you?
We're here to take care of you, I say in a predatory voice, and then add after a pause, by removing your case of the Mondays.
I got a case of the Mondays that's completely incurable, I'll tell you that. But why don't you go somewhere else? You're kind of blocking all the shade from around here, and why aren't you working? Get back to work out there.
Actually, we're here to kill you.
I lift up my Tommy gun and start firing.
He kind of looks
Yeah,
at you.
animal.
Go ahead and make me a Tommy gun check. And add a +2 because this is definitely what you do with Tommy guns.
Yeah.
Could I argue a +3 because it's a surprise round?
I'll lower the DC because it's a surprise round. I was going to give you a DC 5 to kill Garfield straight out, but I'm going to give you a DC 4 to kill Garfield.
All right.
Best of luck.
Oh, my die fell.
Oh no.
I'm gonna have to roll it and roll 20 right now. Oh God.
Sorry, that's an
Would you
8
care to
out of
describe
a 5?
Would you care to describe your killing blow on beloved lazy cartoon character Garfield?
I mean, I just start firing the Tommy gun, going
Yeah,
back and forth.
and he just kind of like he seems like he was reaching over for something, and as you like, he was like, "Oh, this will be my way out of here." When he sees you raise the gun, and just one last, "I hate Mondays," as he collapses onto the desk, and you can see
Gilbert sends his regards.
his hands were reaching out for what looked like a plate of lasagna. You're not sure what that would have done had he been able to consume it. But you've defeated Garfield in this moment of surprise. And also, a lot of people in the office are now very scared at the person that just killed their boss. Some of them are kind of like, you hear a couple of snickers like, you had it coming. But a lot of people are just also scared. Dilbert runs up to you. That was a lot louder than I thought it would be. Let's just get a move on.
There's always something we can investigate. I'd like to go over to Garfield's desk and look through the papers to see if Garfield was in fact only a middle manager, because I have a hunch that everyone here, especially with as downtrodden as they are, I think everyone's been working for peanuts.
Go ahead.
Well, he does that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was saying, well, he does that. I want to go over to the next cubicle over, and I want to knock on the door.
It's just open. It's just kind of an open cubicle. So you can pop your head in if you want, or you like knock on the wall before you like poke your head into the frame.
Okay, me and my rhinoceros will poke our heads into the frame, and I will just ask, "Did you hear anything in the next room over?"
What? You look over, and there's she's in the middle of like stamping some things on the desk. It's an older woman who looks back at you. Why did you say?
Nothing. Have a good day.
Bye. Goes back to like stamping stuff. As you're looking at the desk, there's definitely, it doesn't look like these employees are being paid all that much, but you can see some correspondence between Garfield and it looks like upper management. And you're reading it, it's written in a language you don't understand. It just says, wah, 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 wah.
Crumple the paper. I knew it.
But
of course I did.
You crumple the paper up, toss it aside, or I guess maybe not toss it aside. And Dilbert goes, "All right, for real, let's get out of here."
I take lasagna.
You grab his lasagna. It's a delicious, very hearty, very large lasagna. That his mouth was wide enough to probably have eaten in one bite, but it's a very full meal for you.
I mean, I'm not eating it.
Or is there anything in his desk? Did he drop any gold letters by chance?
Oh, I'm so sorry. As you say that, he does drop gold letters, and the letters that he drops are lasagna, what Garfield is made of. I completely forgot about the core mechanic, which is that you guys get letters for taking down obstacles. You gain the letters for the lasagna to be used at your leisure.
And the gold letters are one use, right?
Gold letter. Well, all letters are one use. Gold letters are no. Gold letters are permanent upgrades. But all letters are expended when you use them. But if you expend gold letters to make something, you just gain that attribute forever and can reuse it.
Gotcha.
All right. And Dilbert begins kind of walking over towards kind of a central section of the mines, and he goes, "All right. So up ahead, it looks like you already kind of caught on to it. We're gonna have to walk by the Peanuts. They take their orders straight from the top brass, but they're usually not all that intimidating. Their leader, he's a real pushover. So we might be able to just kind of bully our way past." And he kind of continues walking, and you can see over on the right, there are a bunch of, they're sized like children, but they have very large heads, and they look like they're made of almost like a peanut shell that they have on the outside of their body. The one in the front of them is wearing kind of a yellow and black striped shirt as you're getting closer, and it seems that they're managing the entrance into this kind of section of the mines. Yeah, you guys are walking in that direction. What would you all like to do as you're starting to kind of head towards this part of the New York mines?
We're going to need a plan to get through there. Predator, have you already thought of one?
Yes, I have. But we haven't gotten to the point where I've explained it yet.
Are we there yet?
Almost.
Very well.
In the meantime, if you have suggestions, you're welcome to offer some. It won't change ultimately what we do.
I've got a gun.
I was thinking of cracking some skulls.
Don't you mean cracking some peanuts?
No. I mean, I suppose I do, but they're the same thing in this context.
And while you guys are kind of like talking as you're walking a little bit closer, you can see that yellow and red shirted individual kind of looks over at you. Where do you guys think you're going?
We know we're going into the mines.
I'm afraid not. That's against the rules. Authorized personnel only going down from this point.
Yeah, wait, hey, what's your name, Charlie?
He looks at you. Yeah, how did you know that?
I didn't. Anyway.
You can see only Pigpen there's allowed, and you can see kind of like walking out of the mines now on the in front of it. You can see just a person that's completely like covered in dirt and soot steps up into one of these kind of peanut people and kind of stands crossed-armed in front of the mines.
Look here, Charlie. You're gonna let us into the mines, see? And if you do, there's a nice lasagna in it for you, see?
You're trying to convince him to let you into the mines for lasagna?
Yes, I'm trying to bribe him with lasagna.
This sounds like you might be using one of your core abilities.
I'm using my suborn ability.
And Charlie Brown's kind of look back at you and go ahead and make me a suborn check. This is going to be selling Charlie Brown with lasagna. An individual of a comic book character of incorruptible morals, I would say, is going to be it's a +2 suborn, but it's going to be a DC 5. I think Charlie Brown's a tough sell.
I got another 8.
Well, anything is possible in Word Warriors if you roll well enough. And he goes, good grief, I haven't eaten all day, I guess. And you can see from behind him another one of these individuals in kind of a blue dress looks at him. Charlie Brown, what are you doing? You can't just sell out the whole place for a lasagna.
Can I interrupt her?
How so?
I want to unfix the peanut from her head. Or,
God.
By that you mean kill her.
I do mean that.
Roll a +1 unfix.
What's the DC?
Fucking,
Gotta ask first.
it's honestly, the peanuts aren't that tough. That's a. I mean, they're just kids. That's a +1 DC 3. You gotta beat a DC 3.
I rolled a 6 plus
All right.
my 1.
Well, Jesus, you guys. All right, you run over to Lucy, and you just
Rip her head off.
have your killing blow on Lucy, beloved child Peanuts character.
Well, I will unfix the peanut from the body, and then I will throw the peanut to my ungulate, the rhinoceros who eats it.
And at this point, you see one of them just kind of yells, "Ah, scatter!" and starts playing a piano, and all of them begin kind of like running around in chaos as you hear a great piano song begin to play. You're free to go. You're free to go forward. Dilbert kind of looks over at you. Good work. And continues forward. I don't get paid enough for this. You know what I mean?
Does Ungrateful have a cascade of golden letters at his feet?
Another great question that I keep forgetting, and the answer is absolutely. The letters that you get from the peanuts were just peanuts. Just get peanuts.
I'd also accept psychology if it was Lucy.
Unfortunately, you just get peanuts. Right. As you continue forward, he goes, "Wow, there's only... You guys held the peanuts pretty well, but their two best guards are down in front of the entrance into the vault."
Is it time for that plan yet?
Almost.
Very well.
The time will have come soon in the future where we have already completed what I haven't told you has happened.
If he tells us the plan, it might not happen, except it has to happen because he knows the plan.
And while you've been walking and talking, Dilbert kind of looks at you guys and goes, "All right, the two toughest ones, they're right up ahead. One of them is just a fearsome warrior in of himself, but the other one, he's just a giant tiger."
Ah, see, Calvin and Hobbes, I get it.
And in front of you, you can see kind of standing cross-armed in front of it, both of them wearing what looks like just guards outfits and like riot gear. Like Calvin has like a bailiff, and he's just like kind of putting it together into his hands. They're both wearing sunglasses. You can see in front of you a humanoid tiger and a small child who are kind of looking at you guys as you approach. The tiger looks at you and goes, "Stop right there!"
Do either of you have a plan?
Yes.
I think I could deal with this, but it would take me to a very dark place.
Hey, you, tiger. I'll give you $1,000 if you kill your friend.
Roll me a DC 7.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
To convince him to kill Jesus. I don't want you to succeed. I'm rooting against you. Usually I root for the players. I don't want to have...
You're not going to be happy then. Mine's worse.
Not even close. No, I got a 1 or so, 3 or whatever.
All right. The two kind of look at each other. Beloved childhood characters, Calvin and Hobbes, look at each other after you tell Calvin to kill I'm sorry, you told Hobbs to kill Calvin, and they both look at you like, what is fucking wrong with you? And then they go, Calvin goes, we were just going to challenge you to a game of Calvin Ball to get past us. And they look down kind of like scared and upset.
That was Calvin Ball.
It's pretty much the best game ever. Yeah, says Hobbs.
I have an idea perhaps where everyone wins, including my friend here, Sublime, as he has a bit of a mortal wish, that of conflict. You also wish to immerse yourself in Calvin Ball. All of this is quite predictable. We have a small child and a tiger. And what I would like to do is spend some of my black letters. I will be expending BOX to manifest a cardboard box and set it down in front of them.
All right. You have a box, and you've put the cardboard box in front of them. As you do so, both of them kind of like look at each other and then the cardboard box. What's your intent with the cardboard box?
I want them to like distract them. I want them to hop in the box, and then it'll take them into a world of imagination where they're jet fighter pilots or whatever, or they're sledding around. So that way they'll leave us be and we can just pass by while they're in imagination land. It's a small child and a tiger that's very predictable behavior.
So you're invoking, it sounds like, predictability and, well, of course, your box. And I think I'm going to give you your +2 to box, and I'll give you the predictable. I'll give you a 1 predictable on that. So I'll give you a +3, and they're pretty susceptible to this. I think this is pretty much a perfect counter to Calvin and Hobbes's whole brand. So I'm gonna make this a DC 5, but you have a +3. Oof.
You gotta beat it, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, you have to beat the roll.
So don't forget, guys. Chat cannot see the rolls, so announce what you roll or what you.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. On this, I rolled a
20.
So I had a total of 5, and I have to beat a 5, as that was the storyteller's.
The DC there. So yeah, they kind of hop into the box. And what you see is they begin, it sort of works perfectly, Maddie. They get into the box immediately. And then what you see as soon as they hop into it, as the power of their magic takes the box over, you see it begins to kind of like shift and change in shape. And a moment later, their guard uniforms that they were wearing in front of the house disappear, and they seem to be wearing like army hats and like soldier uniforms. And the 2 kind of cannons come out of that box. It seems that you've gifted Calvin and Hobbes a tank. They're looking pretty aggressive at this point. We are in pseudo initiative, as it so far as initiative works in this game. Who would like to be the first to act? Well, I think that you've taken the first action here, Predator. Go ahead and tell me what you guys would like to do.
All right. I want to approach the box, and I am unflappable. And so I will approach the box with a sense of complete calm and understanding. And I would like to spend 4... So that I'm just invoking as a setup.
Okay.
But I'd like to spend 4 of our golden letters to make me sane. And I'm going to say, Calvin, there's no one else there.
Oh,
Just you.
Oh no!
Calvin, it's okay.
You spent golden
Get out of
letters,
the
right?
box. I spent SANE. And I'm going to try and convince Calvin that Hobbes does not exist. That he is imaginary.
Go ahead and roll me.
I told you, Pete, I'm going to a darker place than Crowley was.
Honestly, this one bothers me. This one's sadder, but it bothers me less than just picturing Hobbes hurting Calvin. But still, it is fundamentally wrong, and the things that you're doing are against all. But yeah, go ahead and roll me a +2 sane DC 4 to
All right.
deal with Calvin here in this
I
particular
rolled
way.
a 5 + 2.
A 7.
Makes it 7.
You watch as, for just a brief moment,
Okay.
Calvin's eyes kind of grow a little bit. Calvin's eyes kind of grow a little bit like misty and kind of confused for a second, and Hobbs looks over at him. No, Calvin, don't listen to what he's saying. We're having lots of fun, in fact. And then Hobbs is just gone, and Calvin's just kind of standing there looking forward into space. And you see Dilbert looks over at you and kind of is like sidle along the wall. He goes, all right, well, we'll just go ahead and step right along over.
I'd be careful. You're next if you don't keep your mouth shut. Predator, Sublime, let's get moving.
Step right along over here. And he's kind of like edging around a Calvin in an existential crisis.
Calvin goes catatonic.
And that's a great place to take a break. We'll be back in a
Darkest
fucking,
Word Warriors.
We'll be back in a fucking minute. See you guys. Hey, we're back, everyone. In the wake of what has happened recently, as you defeat Calvin and Hobbs, you see that Calvin's sitting there staring off into the distance, having his existential crisis, drops the golden letters for imagination, as that is what he has lost. And so you guys got more golden letters, so that's great.
Imagination.
And Dilbert kind of pushes open a large door.
We're horrible.
And you begin moving into a chamber. He speaks over to you. All right, everyone, this is where the this is where the vault is. You can see it on the far side over there. And the chamber that you're in, it's labyrinthine in nature. There are very tall. There are very tall walls all up around you. You can also see along the ground, it's like segmented in spots, kind of cutting out like corridors of this ground from different kind of spaces. And he goes, all right, so this is where I got some insider information. Apparently, we can, apparently this whole chamber before the vault, I never knew how they got in here. But if you look at the ground around here, that is how you get into the vault. This is actually a password entry kind of area right here. So, well, what you need to do is enter letters on the ground here. And I have these bits of someone trying to remember the password. It's a pretty elaborate password. I mean, pretty much all the letters that the New York mines have ever mined are stored within this vault. It's a process, so we'll have to try and do it as quick as we can and figure it out. If you can now see, I believe I have a battle map available for you.
Battle map or
well, you guys are here on this battle map. You can pick your spot. The vault's on the far side, and apparently Dilbert's telling you that if you focus your energy on one of these kind of squares, you can force a letter to appear onto it. And he kind of looks down at a section. Oh, wait. It looks like part of it's cut off for me. Can you guys... Hold on a second.
I see the whole thing. It depends on how much you're zoomed in.
Yeah, let me zoom out a little bit and refresh.
Well, do you? Because there's a white spot down here, which I've never seen a single letter thing in crossword.
Yeah, you just have to zoom out more. It's working for me again.
Oh, weird.
Yep. Anyway, So you have you have this word in front of you, and he goes, "All right. So where should we start?"
Top left, see?
All right. You just kind of tell me, and I'm going to make a token so that you can show me kind of where you are. Or if any of you would like to just make a circle and denote where you are on the map so that you guys are free to move it, so that you can kind of keep track of where things are. Also, you guys are welcome to fill in text on this as you go through. If one of you wants to be in charge of moving yourselves and one of you wants to be in charge of writing down what you write down on this.
I will move us.
Okay.
All
right, I'll write the text. Sure. I was waiting for you, Maddie.
I don't know how to interact with Roll20 to make movable shapes.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
So, as you kind of go into space, he goes, "All right, top left." So he kind of used numbers to sort of denote which one's where. So apparently it said that Knights of Alpha Bisha would just kind of know this stuff. Do you want to do the one that's going sideways or up and down?
Yeah, let's do a cross, see?
It says, one across is measure of vitality. 2 words, it says.
2 words?
2 words for measure of vitality.
Hit points, see?
You go along the cross, go along the top and start writing hit points along the top. And as you kind of place these in, you focus your energy over these squares on the ground, and you see big kind of glowing letters begin to appear.
You know, there's a writing tool, Jeremy.
I'm aware.
You savage.
I could have done this.
Well, then everyone feels
for making me right.
Common sense, okay? That's
and as soon as you begin to write hit points, you begin to hear a noise around you, and the kind of ground and the space begins to kind of quake and shake, and Dilbert kind of looks up a little bit nervous at this point as he's kind of like staring around her, and he goes, Oh no. I think they realize that we're down here doing something. It might be the editors. Hurry up. We have to get through this quickly.
All right, well, what's down? What's one down, see?
You want to go? It says one of Yandala's people. Who is Yandala? And who are... I don't know. One of Yandala's people.
Presume in talking the meta, we can use our outside knowledge for this.
Yeah, this would be impossible without it.
Okay.
And absolutely, you enter into the letters, and Halfling kind of shows up as you create your words downwards. And in the distance, you begin to hear kind of heavy footsteps coming towards you. What do you want to do?
What do we got here, see?
Ping for me where you want to see.
Well, I put
Where
this
we are.
circle. I
Okay, great. I'll just assume that that's the one that you're always asking about. So for number 2 down, the question is to work with leather.
10.
Yeah, see? 10, see?
I got this one, guys.
Next one, 3 down, presumably.
All right. It says that some orcs look like these creatures.
Pigs.
See?
Old school orcs.
I'm
having too much fun with this.
While we're here, the next one just says chromatic blank.
Orb, see?
Again, well, it looks like this one's just automatically filled in for us. It said something about an elemental plane or something. Footsteps continue to
Here, I
grow
see.
closer. All right, let's move. Where do you want to go next?
This one. See?
Uh,
5 down?
5 down. It says the end of the last Word Warriors game.
This doesn't have enough words to say insanity.
What
That's a T?
Yep.
TD.
Oh, yeah, TD touchdown, yeah.
It lights again, and they kind of look over at you. How do you know what all of these things are? What is Word Warriors?
We're word warriors, all right? Change, just go with it. Anyway, down.
question.
Next one.
You're looking for 6 down. It's maybe my favorite one. It says contains guidelines for publishing content under the Open Gaming License, OGL.
SRD?
Letters for SRD appear.
What I would like to do, well, I don't know how you want me to role play this with our puzzle solving. If you all are willing to let me take some golden letters, I would like to take pits with me so that I can put pits in the way of the oncoming editors to try and delay them and buy us time.
Ooh.
And actually, I was just about to say, as you're kind of delivering this plan to your allies, you see back through the area that you just walked through what looks like just a massive kind of stone statue. It seems to be carrying what looks like a stone ink pen in its hands that it's handling very much like a weapon, and it crashes into the space. And who would solve the crossword? You are not welcome here. They're kind of walking in from the bottom of this space where you guys originally walked in. You guys are on the far side of it right now, so they're underneath you somewhere. But meanwhile, he kind of goes, while we're over here, this one across, it says Underdark Dwellers.
Drow.
You toss in a drow. What do you guys want to do?
Well, it sounds like Maddie's going to create some pits.
Pitfalls.
They're already delayed.
So while you guys are kind of discussing it, I think you guys can grab another one of your choice while he's going over and setting this up, and the footsteps are just starting to wind down the corridors, kind of in this section of the map.
I will. Are you all letting me use the gold letters for pits?
Yeah, go
Absolutely.
ahead.
So you're creating pits using gold letters.
He has pits. He can make pits.
I have a question. I forgot to ask you this.
I will make.
I forgot to ask you this before, Jeremy, so I'm going to come back and just ask it again now. But as you take on the golden letters, you're fundamentally changing who Predator is. What changes about Predator when you once you have pits? Or do you have pits, right? You're doing it as a noun.
Yeah, so I am able to make. I can pit, I guess. But I don't know if the S is necessary.
I'll allow it to be a verb. To create a pit is to pit. Sure. What changes about you? Like physically, what's different about Predator now that you have this other core defining attribute?
Well, let's see. In this case, I was already kind of describing myself a little bit like Beast from the X-Men. And so maybe I have some more like a bestial, maybe more like we're talking Predator, maybe more like a tiger or something. And by the way, for all you boys and girls out there watching at home, this is what we call pandering to the DM. Because what I'm going to do is, like to create pits, you might dig normally. Well, what I want to do is just be able to, like, with a hand motion, just seemingly like sink down the ground. But I don't want to have to like make a scooping motion. So what I would like is for my hands on my tiger character to flip upside down naturally.
Ah, yes.
And pandering, boys and girls.
Where you were going. I was wondering where you were going with this.
And so I would just like to kind of curl my fingers then up
Backwards
and then
hands.
just like pull down, and where I pull, like it summons a pit.
That 100% tracks to me. So you become a pit-digging Rakshasa. And so you're kind of creeping along these corridors up here, and you can see this hulking statue figure that I described before, and you want to try and just leave a pit down on the ground in front of it, correct?
Yes, I would like to. I'd like to make some pits to delay the oncoming editors or the staff.
Absolutely. They're currently right here on the map is where they're kind of walking to. Where do you want your pits to be?
Actually, all right. I thought it was like. I'm sorry. I was imagining like they're still kind of like coming down the stairs in the hallway.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. I think you can say that you can do it as they're like walking into this space.
Okay. Oh shoot! But if I put pits down, then that means that we can't put letters there, or.
You could probably still put letters in the space, but you would also have to deal with the pits when you get to those spots. So it might be a little bit tricky, but
okay. Well, still, I'm sorry. Can you indicate where on the grid they're at? Then
they're going to enter into the space right there.
Oh, sure.
And while that pit is being set up, you guys
are going to fill this one in as longbow. See?
Correct. And Dilbert's there, kind of like, all right. So the clue. Oh wow. All right. Well, let's just go on to the end here. Which one do you want to go to next?
Over here. See.
It says right here, holy ability score.
Wisdom. See.
I want you to roll me pit. I want you to roll me a +2 pit as you set up this trap for an incoming editor.
Well,
and that's going to be a more time I need to tell you the DC. Excellent job. No one's made that mistake today, and that brings me great joy, even though sometimes I forget to tell you the DC. And the DC, I think to catch this first editor in this pit, it's not going to be that hard because they definitely don't expect a fucking pit in the middle of their fancy maze here. So I'm going to just say it's a DC 3 with a +2. 7 absolutely succeeds. You walk in, and this huge kind of statue editor steps forward into the space. He's not looking to the ground. He's looking ahead and trying to find people. And he kind of sees you rounding the corner from where you just went to pick and just calls out, "Intrude!" And kind of falls forward, sinking downwards. You hear a heavy crashing of stone. The whole kind of building continues to quake. Here it just says, "of the coast," as they look to you. Where you guys are.
So it's wizards then.
Man, how are you guys doing these? The editor's kind of struggling and moving forward. He's definitely delayed for a moment, so you guys can get off another one in the meanwhile, as you've kind of reformed over here. And he calls out, probably the most famous elf. That's
Legolas, see?
Wow, you got that one quick. I thought that was actually a tough one.
I mean, what else starts with L and ends with S?
I guess you already had some clues. Still, I still thought that was tough. But at this point, you can hear this kind of editor guardian putting their hands on the ground and kind of pushing themselves up onto the maze once again as they step over and out of it. These are huge creatures. And they're kind of continuing forward into the maze.
I would like to burn. Oh, sorry.
Oh, can I place one more pit then?
Yeah, go ahead and make me another pit check. This one, I think they're a lot more looking out for pits. This is going to be a DC 5 pit. If you want to try and stop them with pits again.
What's my modifier?
Your modifier is going to be a +2 because that is what pits do.
I'd like to burn some gold letters.
All right, so we're going to be going into a modified initiative. So on your turn, you create a pit. So I'm saying this is now the start of initiative, which is going to be Predator. On your turn, you create a pit, and that kind of opens up onto the ground. And as you're kind of creating the pit. As in Roared Warriors rules, when you fail, the situation gets worse. And Predator, while you're walking away from your pit, you kind of slip and fall into it, and now find yourself kind of grappling with your own pit that you created. It just kind of, the rubble didn't quite hold up as nicely as you were hoping it would. And behind you now, you can see the editor sees you kind of crawling out of it, and just, there you are. And rears his pen towards you. He's got you in his sights now, and he sees the pit. The next to act in initiative is going to be Ungrateful or Sublime. Whichever one of you would like to act. What do you want to do?
You had a thing you wanted to do, Crowley, right?
Yeah, I'm going to use some gold letters. As long as we're cool with that. I have Magi. Which means multiple Maguses, aka multiple sorcerers.
Oh, you want to have Magi. What does the team of Magi that you now conjure into being around you look like?
I mean, they're they're all famous movie wizards.
Fair enough. You have a Gandalf, Dumbledore, Harry Potter's probably in the mix up in there.
Merlin.
Yep. All the famous wizards are here. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, sure. He's got a lightsaber. I'm cool with that.
Yep, you got a whole party of famous wizards who, as they all come in, you just hear like, trust the Force, you shall not pass, and just a collection of their catchphrases shouted at the same time and over each other.
Oh yeah, go do that to the editors.
What are you trying to get the Magi to do?
I'm trying to get them to attack and hopefully destroy, but at least delay the editors.
All right, Magi's get a +1 to everything, because I think that's a fair thing for maybe the most open-ended word possible of magic to work, is to just be a +1 to anything you want. So your team of wizards goes off to try and stop the editors and kind of slow down the progress. This thing's a massive golem. It'll be tough to destroy. I think delaying it is your tactic, so you're right about that. Go ahead and roll me Magi, stopping the editors just in general, halting their progress with like damage and stuff is going to be a DC 5 roll always. So roll me a DC 5 Magi +1.
Yeah, I got a 5.
As the Magi's all kind of put their spells together and just hit it with a blast of, you see that they begin infighting amongst each other, kind of all trying to say the cool line at once. And they are a little bit distracted right now, as beneath them, Predator is trying to escape from the pit. But that's your turn. You have Magi now, for all purposes. Ungrateful, what would you like to do?
Okay. So, I have a question.
Please.
If I use my black letters to come up with a word, how exactly does that work?
You just can use it the one time. You get one roll with that word.
Okay. So,
for example, if you want to make the word fly, and you just want to fly up, well, using fly for a situation where you want to fly is an automatic success, because that's just how that word works.
Yeah, okay. But if I used a word, so if I used my letters to create the word Spider-Man, could I create Spider-Man and use it to distract the editors because they need pictures of Spider-Man? Could that work? I'm really trying here.
The answer is, yeah, of course it could work.
Oh, beautiful.
Absolutely. It's just you can only use Spider-Man in this particular manner one time.
Yeah, fine. They need pictures of Spider-Man.
Bring me pictures of Spider-Man.
I'm giving you I'm giving you the great pun bonus of an extra +1. So this is a DC 5 +3.
Excellent.
That's a rare gift. I'm a big fan.
No! I got a 5. This is not good, guys.
You watch as the editor, as Spider-Man slings past the editor. You watch as the editor statue just quickly brings out a camera and snaps a quick picture of Spider-Man on his own. Kind of stows it into his statue and body, and then, because his progress was not significantly halted, he kind of slams down and is going to smack you is going to smack you, Predator. You get hit with the back of the pen as you're hanging onto this pit, and you've been smacked. You now have the negative word of you got smacked once. If you get 3 of these negative words, your character dies. That is all for your turn, Grateful Though. Predator, it is now your turn.
Oh boy. In this case, we're trying to.
Everything went
I'm
downhill
still-
really quickly, guys. We did really well up till now. You know,
Well,
ruining
I'm in a
children,
pit. You know what?
victory.
If you all can, I will do my best. I'm a predator here, and even if it's predictable, maybe this is the plan where I am meant to distract the editor while you all solve the puzzle. So I will try and pull myself out of the hole, and I mean, I don't know how many actions. It's all kind of a narrative, but my goal is to not be hanging in, over a
You're
pit.
trying to get into a more defensive and comfortable position to battle.
Yes.
Prepare to defend yourself, essentially, which is, I think, pretty reasonable here. What word do you want to invoke to try and do this? To try and defend yourself. I mean, you can just climb out and then be there, but it's not really a turn. You can climb out of the pit for free, but getting into a position where you're less likely to get hit because this thing's very huge would require some type of word move. Is what I'm getting at.
Okay. Then I can't do block. I used my B and my O here.
While you're kind of there thinking, because I forgot to do it last round, if you want to take a second to think about it, Dilbert calls out from over you, a friend you can't find?
MIA.
Correct. You crack in a bunch more letters, or 2 more letters over there.
Let's just stay here then.
What's the play, Predator?
I will. Boy, I B for a lot of these. You know what? I'm just going to climb up out of there, and that'll be my turn. But for sake of efficiency, I don't have a word immediately available. So if you'll give me the freebie climb and just kind of. But I can't do anything word-wise.
You can just roll. I mean, predators are, I think, offensive animals, or that's a battle word. Just to get in a fighting stance and to be able to take it on. I'll let you roll a +1 predator if you want. That's going to still be a DC 5, but you pass it with flying colors. It's a tough predator roll, but you get down, you bare your fangs and kind of snarl and get in a stance to defend any attacks incoming. The huge kind of statue goes to swing at you, but you are able to push the attack aside and kind of hold off the statue for now. As we move into as we move on to, was it Ungrateful next or Sublime next? Sublime is next.
No.
I would like to attempt to bribe the editors.
The editors are sentient statues, so this is going to be probably an impossible DC. Because they're just programmed, unless
Perhaps
you get help from someone. If you remember the help mechanics that we've made up over the run of this show, you can have someone, if they have a move that can assist you.
I got this, Pete. Here's what we're gonna do.
Mhm.
In order to assist him in bribing the editors, so that the editors have an alibi that they defeated us. What I would like to do is I would like to use 3 of our gold letters to give myself a tan. And then I want to edit myself and give them the tan so that they can have it as a trophy like they defeated us.
Wait.
All right, that doesn't work. Never mind.
I didn't fully understand it. It might work. I just didn't. Do you have an edit feature? Do you have the words for edit as well? Okay. I think that one might be a stretch.
Okay.
So I don't fully understand it. So in that case, I don't know if that angle is going to work for you right here.
I'll use the Magi again. I'll have them try and
Yeah, you can just have the
themselves.
Magi. You can just have the Magi try and block. Go ahead and roll a. You can go ahead and roll me a +1 Magi. It's still a DC 5, and the Magi are still infighting actually. Oh yeah, the Magi are infighting from last time, so the Magi are on cooldown right now because they failed. I'm sorry, I forgot about that.
Then
this game does technically have some rules.
hmm.
You could also just try and like do another word, like the statue is kind of.
I'll do that. Yeah,
yeah. You can just do an extra word. That's always an option to you guys. Where you are is Castle Trench. Dilbert says.
That's a moat.
And
I believe moat is with an A.
Where do you want to move to next?
It depends on what kind of moat. You're right. I think that moat is with an A.
Yes. And where do you move to next? It's Dilbert's turn, so he'll call another one out.
I'll go over here.
That one down is going to be Man-Eating Undead.
Cool.
Crushing it. Absolutely crushing it.
GHOUL? Yeah.
Yep.
Correct. And you guys are getting pretty close to the territory where the brunt of this battle is happening as well. Predator, that's going to bring us back around to your turn. You've kind of re-secured your position.
But I didn't do anything.
Oh, wait. Oh, you got skipped. I'm sorry. You're right. Because you were talking about the other thing. It is your turn.
I'm just going to give myself a tan. I have a tan.
I was
with the golden letters or with the black letters?
Yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna take the golden letters.
Answer to me. Answer more words.
Okay, I'll enter a different word then. Let's go with this one. Yeah, that one.
Okay.
All right, you hop over. It says Silverblood Patriarch.
Lance.
Whoa.
That's a D&D time in lore joke. For anyone confused by that one. You grab another word. We bring us around back to Predator again. What do you want to do, Predator? What do you want to do?
All right. It is where I'm going to stand off with an editor. I would like to become even more ferocious and bestial to try and buy them more time and more words. And if my teammates are willing, I would like to invoke some gold letters.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
We have enough letters such that I can take on the qualities of an iguana.
Excellent.
I'm an even more, I guess, predatory iguana.
I have a question, Maddie. Did you look up? Did you use an anagram for that one, or did you just snipe iguana out of that?
I looked at iguana. I was thinking of, I don't know, what are some defensive things, and because I used box, so there's block and all this other stuff with B's and O's. I'm like, all right, well, what iguanas have a detachable tail. They're really good at climbing. Because I saw a couple letters in my mind is like iguana. Heck yeah, I'll become an iguana. So now I'm like a Rakshasa iguana that can create pits. And so what I would like to do is, much like the iguanas of the Galapagos here, they love crawling all over rocks. I would like to leap onto this big stone golem editor and just start whoop, 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 distracting this thing.
Absolutely. For your first use of an iguana here, as you're kind of catching them off guard again, plus combined with your predatory nature, this predator iguana can roll me a DC 5 with a +3. Oh no! This time, as you kind of go and try and climb up onto the editor, he picks you off of his body as you start to climb up, and just tosses you down to the ground. because you righted your position earlier, you're just now once again in the position where he's about to do harm to you unless something is done. But you don't take harm from that because you had kind of stabilized a bit.
Okay, well, I was going to say, or could I negotiate where I did fail in this case? Can I lose my tail instead?
As part of being an iguana, roll me iguana. This is something that a good iguana could do. Roll me an iguana +2, DC 4, and it won't be extra bad if you fail. It'll just be a boon if you succeed.
There's a 6. All right.
And as he throws you, you see his hand kind of reaches up and tosses it down to the ground. And as the editor looks at the ground, he can just see your tail flopping around wildly while the rest of you is still climbing on his form. You have gotten onto and are continuing to distract the editor. Excellent question, Maddie, about that one. That's going
defensively.
That's going to bring us next initiative to Sublime. What do you want to do, Sublime?
I will try to solve another word.
Where do you want to go?
Might as well just go here.
Right here it just says blank Sphinx.
Andro.
Nice grab. You grab Andro, and that's going to bring us to Ungrateful.
I'm going to go, and I'm going to skip right past Comet and move down.
And as you say the word Comet, the letters fill in on it without a clue.
And is this one glue?
Well, wait. Ask me the clue, because I like the clue for this one.
Oh yeah, Pete. What's the question?
As you look across, where's the phrasing of it? Sometimes sovereign. You grab 2 letters by just yelling at letters as you run by. Nicely done.
Just screaming things out.
And you guys are now all in the kind of territory of this big thing, and you can see the struggle that's been going on this whole time now between Predator and the Editor. Oh shit, that rhymes. Between Predator and the Editor is my new favorite sitcom on CBS, and he's a giant iguana that's climbing on Predator's head the Editor's head right now. That's going to bring us to Predator. What do you want to do?
Let's see. Oh boy, yeah, they're making their way down here. Good progress. What I would like to do is, I'm already distracting. I wonder if there's not a way though that I can somehow get this statue down into one of the pits that I made. Or was this second pit? I drew it as you were saying. Is that second pit there, or did I only successfully make the first pit?
That second pit was a failed roll.
Okay, so it's not.
The pit is there, but he saw it. And,
gotcha. Okay. So I wonder if I can't. I will use DRAG, and I will drag the statue into the pit.
Ooh! Go ahead and roll me a drag. The statue's DC is 5, but you have a +2. Also, your allies are nearby, so if any of you want to try and help. Buff, actually, did you already just roll it and get a 6? Or is that from last time?
That was last time. I haven't rolled yet.
If any of you
I
want
would argue I can unfix the earth beneath it, like unsettle it, and make it harder for the creature to maintain balance.
Roll me a +2 unfix, DC 3 for your help. You have to roll a not 1 to successfully help him. 8? All right, you get an extra 1. So this is now a DC 5 with a +3. You could try and bring it even more if you want to also hop on the help train, Sublime, or you're going to have him roll with the 5 with the +3.
What I can... are the Magi back to normal again?
The Magi are back to normal again, yeah. I just want to roll a plus. It's a DC 3 +1 with Magi doing literally everything on this one.
Yeah.
But tell me what do the Magi do if you're going to use them to help with the pit?
using their magic to. Whoa, wait a minute! No! It's Gandalf specifically, yelling, "You shall not pass."
As he's breaking. He's putting his staff down and making it break even more to widen a bit. Of course. So you shall not pass. Brings the staff down. Go ahead and roll me a DC 3 + 1.
4.
You do it. Maddie, go ahead and roll me your drag with a +4 from the help of your allies. DC 5 on the statue, but you only need to not roll a 1 even with that DC.
There's an 8.
8, not a problem. You take the editor statue and bring it. Would you care to describe what it looks like as you drag the editor statue?
Killing blow?
Yeah, this is kind of a killing blow for this statue.
Yes, so I am a tailless iguana. I've been scurrying all around this thing. It's distracted as everyone else is getting close. I come down to its ankle, and I use just my big iguana mouth here, and I latch on. I have my kind of, I guess, reverse talon, or not, they kind of have talons, they have claws a bit. And so I can, like, hook it. I can hook it around, like, the ankles, like the big stone ankles of this thing. And then I just start pulling back using all 4 of my powerful legs. And then with the help of others, it tips it. And then I just give that kind of like, that last little, as it's teetering on the edge, I just kind of, with my tongue, and topple it down. And I will just look down, look at the others. That was a good plan.
And as the statue topples in, just calling out, "Editors, assistants!" He falls in, and you watch as that statue kind of breaks and shatters in a couple of places. Pieces of it are still moving, but it's no longer able to ambulate and climb out of the hole. Meanwhile, Dilbert, where you're at, is just like, wow, this is weirdly specific. It says Sublime has one.
A gun.
Weird. And you write.
Also, I think we probably have Neo and Aiden here.
Neo fills in, and you write Aid, but it doesn't take the I. Because that one says Between Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, then that's an and. I assumed it would be the tougher of the 2 words.
One on the bottom left says, "You want tea?" You hear more footsteps, kind of approaching.
That's a snake.
And then this one down. This one's particularly weird. It says an abbreviation for uncle.
Unk.
You're really struggling with that one, huh?
I had no cool idea for a clue on that one. And this one down, it says something about alignment. I don't know.
Evil.
Next one says AC 18. Oh, wait, no, not that one. If you're looking at that one.
Down here is plate.
Yeah. The last one that you're talking about, it says I've floated into a much different accent than I originally had. I'm more of a nerd, actually, Dilbert says. Then he says, that one says magic item of disguise.
Kit.
Nope.
Oh, hat. Yeah, hat.
Got it in 2. And as you...
why those are capitals.
As you fill in the final word of the crossword puzzle, you watch as the entire maze alights with blue light, and you begin to hear the sound of the vault wheel starting to spin open at the back of this chamber. Down the corridor coming towards you, the pounding of many, many editor feet.
Oh, I'd run it.
All right. As you enter into the space, you can see the vaults now open. He goes, all right, we're here. So what's the plan to get all the letters and to, well, get out of here? You look around. There's more letters in the space than you've ever seen anywhere. Letters of gold, letters of letters of black, letters of silver and emerald, and letters you've never even heard of before. Diamond letters, platinum letters. What would you all like to do as you enter into the vault?
Strange. This letter looks like a poop emoji.
Oh, that's because it's a poop emoji.
Oh, we're surrounded by letters. Were we guided not to use them, or
You were guided to gain them for the use of the
gain them?
Kingdom of Alphabetia. So there was an implication like, no, don't use the letters. We want them for us.
Yeah. Then what I will do is while the editors are trying to, they're stomping up here, and we don't want to use these letters if we don't have to, I have my tail. I would like to try and use my precipitin, as it is a defeated part of me, to reduce my tail down to gold letters, and like tail, if I can use that ability.
Roll me. I love this idea. Roll me a +2 precipitin, and the DC on this. I'm just going to give you a DC 4, so you have to get above a 2. And what you do, you watch as the tail melts and dissolves with the power of your antibodies.
Did we get any letters from the editor?
Unfortunately not. But actually, wait. You do gain a +1 pun bonus on your next ability, though. And Maddie, you have your tail.
Okay.
Actually,
so
Crowley,
I guess that's my action, and golden letters in the pool.
And Crowley, I changed my mind. You get a +2 pun bonus. That pun was extremely powerful.
All right. Well, then I'm going to use it to use my subsidized ability. I'm funded. So so of course who's ever subsidizing, or whoever I'm subsidized by, would give me golden letters.
You're looking for specific golden letters, or you're just looking to get out with your funding? To like get the letters and escape with your funding.
Sure, yeah, that one. I mean, you know.
Do any of you have a way to help him in this instance?
No, I guess I'm looking for specific golden letters that I will try to use to get everything out of here.
I am unclear on what you're going for. So you're trying to say, so you're saying that your subsidization means that you would have had more gold letters.
Yeah, I would have had
okay,
letters.
I understand. Yes, go ahead and roll me a +2 subsidize. This is a 1-a-day power with subsidize. Go ahead and roll me a +2 subsidize. Just DC 3. You just have to not fail because it's your daily.
Well, I've got the +2 anyway.
Oh, shit.
From the pun bonus.
You get the letters. You got your golden letters. You
I got a 10.
Which is also the number of letters that you get.
Sick. Well, that's my move.
Golden letters?
That's my move, and I'll figure out what those letters are while you guys do stuff.
Those letters are you can decide what letters you want.
Yeah.
What are you doing, ungrateful? The editors are closing in. You guys have to escape from this vault with all the letters.
Okay. I have an idea.
I'm ready.
What if we can distract all of the editors with national news? We have national in our current golden letters. We would just need news from you, Crowley.
Which you can give. Certainly.
We don't have national. We don't have an I. We have the tail.
Yeah, because of Maddie.
Well, I have a use for the golden letters. I have something that's exactly 10 letters.
Okay.
A question that could actually affect what Ungrateful does. Do we have a run-on Bible with us?
I'll say that the answer is yes, because you remembered a canon thing. Absolutely.
If you want, Ungrateful, I mean, if we have a run-on Bible, that's a rando open up to a page and invoke something. I don't know if we're desperate, but...
Great idea. I'm going to do that. Pete, let me know when.
Right now.
Oh, dear.
And for the record, these will be the next. I'm going to say that this roll, whatever happens here, is the final thing that happens. So you guys have basically one shot, and you can all contribute to it.
Well, I've got my thing.
Okay.
I've got the 10 letters. I know what it is. So.
Okay.
Do you want to say what you're doing while?
Yeah, my 10 letters. My 10 letters are escape plan.
You have an escape plan. That's a great start.
And that escape plan involves me sundering the ceiling to allow us to escape upwards.
Excellent. And
of
Predator,
course, this is what it was always going to happen, right?
Predator, what's your contribution? I assume that you guys are going with escape plan for your core thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, of course, we're standing in front of the king right now, letting him know exactly how we escaped because we were successful. So I think we need to just understand that we're in the throne room with sacks full of letters, and we're right in the middle of describing our great escape.
And that's how we did it.
And you're invoking. So, Maddie, go ahead and invoke your. What's not preordained? What's the word again?
Predestinate. I can predestinate.
So you predestinate that you guys escape here. Go ahead and roll me a +2 predestinate. And this predestinate is going to be a DC, just a DC 3. You just have to not roll
a question before you roll it, Maddie. So, Pete, just so I understand the context of like narratively what's happening, we hear Sublime yell, "I have an escape plan," and then Ungrateful looks up at the ceiling and smashes it and it breaks apart, and then we're back in the throne room. And that's how we did it.
See how you guys do on rolls before we say anything.
No, of course.
Dry. But I think that is what's gonna. I think that is what's gonna happen here. Roll me your escape plan, or roll me your predestinate. That's a +2, and it's a DC 3.
Oh,
Oh no! It's not guaranteed. The finale is not set in stone at this moment.
Could we have helped him with that?
You couldn't help. I'll let you delayed action help, but if you... but that's his help. You're helping his help, which means if you fail, his help will make it even harder. So it's still a risk. How are you helping him predestinate?
Oh, the Magi use magic.
Of course. DC 3...
Uploading +1.
DC 3 +1.
Oh, fuck, it's a 3!
Oh, no! You look at... you look over at... which wizard does this?
Anakin, no! Who's supposed to stop that?
Anakin turns on you. That help... the predestination is a -2 upon it.
But can my pun there, my good joke, have brought us back with the +1?
All right, I'll give you the pun bonus if you want to also try and help. The pun in of itself is going to
back
get you
even
there.
again.
So if you help, this help will be successful with the power of your pun. Go ahead and roll me whatever you're doing to help him predestinate. As the fucking stack right now.
I'm just gonna have the Rhino charge at the editors just to be distracting.
I'm gonna give you a +3. I'm gonna give you a +2 DC 3. The Rhino can distract the editors, especially because the Rhino hasn't been used yet.
Well, also, the Rhino has talons. Thank you, V-Bunny, in the chat. I'm using gold letters to give the Rhino talons.
Oh, so it's still that. It's DC. It's not a trivial. It's not a trivial move. It's a DC 3 +2.
Okay. 5 +2 is 7.
A Rhino charges and Anakin betrays, but he didn't have the high ground as we go backwards and resolve this. And you guys did it, but how did you do it? Jeremy rolled a smash through the fucking ceiling.
Oh no! What do I do?
I can't remember what word you said. You're
sundering.
Sunder.
Roll Sunder DC 4 +2.
I'd like to use Suborn to help him.
You're escape planning, and you also already helped.
Just go with me on this, Pete.
Okay, how? Explain it to me.
Pete, what's your Venmo?
We can settle this off the air, but +5 Suborn. That's going to be a +5 Suborn. And DC is going to be on that 5. So go ahead and roll that.
8.
That succeeds. Oh wow! Wow, that succeeds.
Weird.
You have a help on sundering the wall. Go ahead and roll that sunder.
What is it again?
It was a DC 4 plus 2, but now it's a +3.
Oh. I rolled a 3 plus 3 is 6.
On the subject of Calvin Ball, you gain you break through the roof. You smash through the roof. Roll your escape plan. You have a +1 and a +1, a +2, +2 to escape plan, +5, plus another 1 for the perfect word. You have a +5 on this near impossible escape. The DC for the escape is 6.
But Pete,
Yes.
could I argue that my sheer unflappable confidence?
No, you can't.
Yeah.
And everything rides on this, Crowley. All of fate. If you roll a 1, your adventure fails. But if you roll above a 1, you win.
Oop, that fell off. I got a 10 total.
Okay.
All right, don't have to move Pete off the screen. We're good.
So, as things come to a boiling point, a lot of very complicated things happen. As I feel like often happens here in the final moments of Word Warriors. But there's a sudden sundering. As you hear, there's an explosion, the editors from behind, their heavy footsteps shaking and rocking the space. Rocks come tumbling down as you guys look over towards Sublime, who with a twinkle in his eye tells you that he had an escape plan this whole time. Do you bring Dilbert?
No.
I didn't think so. And you guys you hear the calling of the word bird up above as all of you ascend. And then, as the screen fades to black, we find the 3 of you standing in the Kingdom of Alphabetia in front of the king. As, well...
And that's how we did it.
As Predator says.
And that's how it happened.
And with that, you've successfully completed this edition of Word Warriors. Congratulations, heroes. You've won. Brave Knights of Alphabetia, you're showered in treasure for all time. How do each of your stories end as we come to now the epilogue?
I go rob more banks.
In that case, Sublime spends the rest of his days robbing banks and living a happy life here in the Kingdom of Alphabetia. Ungrateful.
I think I shit right, apparently.
Why?
Huh? That's what I got.
Delightful.
Yeah.
Ungrateful.
Right.
You spend the rest of your days goofing around and, or I guess not goofing around, building ships.
People's lives depend on these ships.
Absolutely. And for you, Predator, how do you spend the rest of your days?
I will spend the rest of my days as a Latina. I will use the last of the gold letters as I have been constantly evolving and becoming a better person. And I will go and sort of go into the sunset and live my life as this preordained, precipitous woman.
And there you have it, folks. These are the stories
Or
of...
Pete. Actually, not Pete. Predator, were you a Latina the whole time?
Duh.
We don't know.
I just reverted to my natural form.
Question mark? The end. Or is it? It is. Thank you all for playing. You've won. You've done it. Word Warriors is the dumbest game that we ever played here.
It's amazing, though.
Somehow, this game is stranger than Pete and Jeremy's D&D time. Against all odds. Against all odds. Thank you guys so much for playing. That was an absolute blast.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes.
I had a really good time. You know, it's funny for the chat. We talked just a smidge in between the games. Pete apparently intended the beginning of this adventure to be radically different than we played it.
That is true. At the part where they were going through all the comics section of the newspaper of the New York Times, I thought that they would have feed Garfield too much lasagna and not shoot him with a Tommy gun. I kind of thought that they wouldn't rip off Lucy's head and would instead oh, Charlie Brown feels like a little bit of a dummy. And I definitely didn't think that Calvin would forget about Hobbs. So I thought there would be a fun, goofy game of Calvin balls. You guys definitely sent me for a curve on all of those. It was a darker Word Warriors than I thought.
I mean, I was getting ready to shoot Calvin and Hobbs, so.
That was worse for me. I don't know. There's a lot of bad ways that could have gone. I love you guys very much for hanging out and joining us on this absolutely ridiculous adventure, and I love the three of you for playing and making this adventure so ridiculous.
They are always ridiculous and fun, and thank you for inventing this game and for running.
Pete is the inventor.
Yes, I'm the architect of this monstrosity. I saw one of you mentioning, I can't remember who it was, I saw somebody saying, I didn't see this in the rules. We've added a lot of, kind of informal rules to the game, as this is the fourth run of this game now, and it gets kind of a little bit more elaborate, and it's kind of have a universe that's starting to build in it. So if you're interested in that, let me know, and I'll try and, I can quickly write up what our extra sort of rules that we've added are. Because it's fun, especially if people want to play it. It brings me great joy that people are interested in trying this game out. So, I'll message you on Discord about that. Jeremy, do we have any announcements just generally about D&D time and stuff?
No! We will put out our announcements on Discord on Monday, as always. So we will catch you guys next Friday for Pete and Jeremy's D&D time.
Maddie, do you want to talk a little bit about your channel?
Sure. I can give a quick little pitch over at Matty Morgs. We are primarily a D&D workshop, a presenting information and education in a Bob Ross style, very explanatory, very mentoring, where we'll take a project and we'll just fiddle with it for a week. Last week, we ended up making 4 springtime holidays. That was a lot of fun. And for this upcoming week and really the next 2 weeks, we're going to make an entire adventure, soup to nuts, from characters, NPCs, setting. We're going to take it one step at a time, and we're going to build a whole adventure, and have a ton of fun with it. It's very interactive with chat. You all roll the dice, we talk about it, and we build amazing stuff together. And I will say that while it is a couple weeks ahead, after the 2 weeks of building a campaign, I will be taking my summer break, some downtime, so that I can retool the channel, the slobs that I use, do some technical upgrades, and also just
Matt, you got to be nicer to your moderators.
What's that?
You got to be nicer to your moderators, Matty. They're not slobs.
And maybe even take that mythical time for myself, as while it was stressful, with the store having been closed and whatnot, that didn't mean that there was ever really a day off or a day of, maybe just driving up to the park and enjoying a day without I got to do all this other prep, or I got to, constantly, clean and prep and do all this other stuff for the day that, the big day of everything returning to some kind of a new normal. So yeah, that's upcoming, but you know what? We got 2 weeks together before then, including a minis raffle on the 17th. So if any of you stop by the channel on that Wednesday, then you might just win a box of minis with free shipping to a U.S. address.
In that case, make sure you come hang out with Matty Morgs then.
And again, that channel is twitch.tv/Matty Morgs.
Yes, it is here upon the screen underneath Matty's wonderful visage. And Crowley, you got anything you want to shout out?
I don't know. Watch D&D time. I don't know what's. Can I be serious for a moment?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
So I don't know how many of you have seen it, but on our Discord, Jeremy and Pete put out a statement about the Black Lives Matter movement and everything like that. And I'm just saying, I'm just gonna say that if you can support the movement in any way, donate, protest. Don't protest if you're immunocompromised because COVID's still a thing. But do what you can. A lot of people are going through some rough stuff right now and have been for the last 200 to 400 years. So just do what you can, because Black Lives Matter.
Well said. I couldn't agree more. And with that, I believe that's all that we have for today. I'm Pete.
I'm Jeremy.
Pete.
And this
This
is
is Word Warriors. Good night, everyone.
Or,
Good night.
Good night.